Hello, everyone. This is Peter Counter. I'm the author of Be Scared of Everything Horror Essays, available from Invisible Publishing. And today, in celebration of spooky season, I'm going to read an excerpt. This is an essay called On the Horror of Comedy. And it's about the television sitcom Frasier. So I hope you enjoy. On the Horror of Comedy. Alone in his siblings' condo, Niles, the persnickety younger brother of Seattle radiotherapist Frasier Crane, is being tortured for entertainment. Cooking dinner for a Valentine's date with only a Jack Russell Terrier named Eddie for company, Niles notices the crease in his trousers is misaligned, so he removes them. While ironing, the pantsless Crane then finds a loose thread and, trimming it with scissors retrieved from the kitchen, snips his finger. The sight of the wound makes Niles faint onto the couch, the hot iron still face down on his pants. The walls laugh. Frasier was filmed in front of a live studio audience. About 250 human beings sat in the risers just beyond the reality of Niles's crisis, peering through the fourth wall, expecting to be entertained and laughing when prompted. Their reactions are etched into that moment of the younger Dr. Crane's life, imprinting it with a weird humiliation that he was at least vaguely aware of, pausing in action to let the cackling finish before making his next inevitable mistake. The show was broadcast and recorded and replayed ad nauseum on syndicated television and streaming services, trapping Niles Crane in a 6-minute loop of eternal peril, like Sisyphus with a failed date instead of a boulder. But Niles doesn't know that. He doesn't know that the roars of amusement at his misfortune are anything but terrible, mocking environmental forces. All he wants is to make a good impression on a romantic interest. But we know he is doomed. Eddie the dog wakes poor half-naked Niles from unconsciousness. But now there's blood on the sofa. Niles uses turpentine to remove the red stain. He sees his mutilated finger in the process and passes out a second time. He spills the flammable liquid, drenching one of the seat cushions. Eddie barks, rousing Niles again, who promptly checks on the food in the kitchen. Noticing the burning smell, he follows his nose back to the living room to find his slacks ablaze on the ironing board. He tries to smother the flame, burns himself, and tosses the pants onto the couch, which ignites. The walls laugh louder. High stakes are essential in comedy. The subjects of our laughter need to care as if their continued existence depends on taking the present moment seriously. That is, after all, how life is lived. Against prior conditioning, we allow ourselves to hope, and we set expectations, however fated they might be, to fall away in the face of surprise and disaster. We love to laugh at Niles Crane as he's on the verge of living cremation because we anticipate the failure that he is incapable of forecasting. We know the rules governing his life. We know what it's like to be him, overtaken by an ingrained compulsion. To flail about as our world collapses according to a script would be terrible, a nightmarish farce with jump scares instead of jokes. But people laugh at horror movies too. We laugh watching a fountain of blood erupt from the bed that eats Johnny Depp in A Nightmare on Elm Street. We laugh at the suicidal cliff jump that turns a cultist's face to pulp on the first day of Midsummer's terrible solstice party. We laugh as Pennywise the dancing clown grows a set of jagged shark teeth and bites the arm off a small child in It. We laugh to prove the pain on screen isn't our own. We are safe. Treading water in an ocean of roaring, invisible strangers hooting and cackling and gasping for air, Niles retrieves a fire extinguisher and sprays white flame retardant on everything but the burning cushions. It's as if some cruel force has engineered his failure. In a desperate attempt To save the condo, he retrieves the pots of boiling food from the stove and douses the flames. He opens the door to air out the suffocating smoke, but upon seeing the brutal lesion on his finger, he faints a final time. Spread-eagled under black clouds, the semi-nude Niles Crane lies unconscious as the fire alarm finally starts to scream. The walls laugh louder and louder. And that was On the Horror of Comedy, an essay from Be Scared of Everything, horror essays available from Invisible Publishing. Happy spooky season, everyone. Thanks for watching and listening, and enjoy some of the other readings.